Hello. Austin just did a video on the Alexander McQueen Larry trainers. We got this theory that they've suddenly just changed the name. I bought him another pair recently.
Give them a name.
And I swear they were just like the chunky sole trainer, and now suddenly it's like Larry trainers, and I'm like, who? Dave?
We missed that. And
I'm going to talk about my ones. I have a slightly different variation because I'm wackadoodle. I've got two. I've got the race, they call the runners?
Runner.
I got the runners first, and I got these. I'm going to talk about these, and then we're going to do a comparison video in a minute with the racers and the Larrys.
Yep.
Gets me every
Larry.
time. So this is the high top. I'm just going to call him the chunky sole high top because I don't believe in Larry.
Cool.
I think they made it up. So we bought these pre-owned because they're a little bit harder to get hold of. Now, what I think happened,
Tell me,
is they discontinued these because they were bringing out the range of boots.
Yeah, agreed.
So they do a Chelsea boot, they do a tie-up boot, a classic boot, and they've all got the chunky sole, the Larry sole.
They almost have that, like, they don't even have like a Dr. Martin style,
Now
don't
I'm
they?
looking at this and the thing, it just makes so much sense, doesn't it?
It's literally that with a different kind of.
And I'm actually
top
so glad I got these now. So these are basically a high top version of the Larry trainers.
Yep.
Chunky sole.
Same sole.
Same sole, exactly the same
laces,
sole.
same.
Haha.
Yep.
Haha. Exactly the same, but I got the all white, so they're like a tumbled white leather. The difference between these and like a low top, apart from the fact that it has an ankle bit, is you get this like stitching. It's like a.
It's M.
It's like a.
For McQueen.
Is it?
Yeah.
I thought it was a cloud.
It's M.
Looks like a cloud though. Okay. You got like a little M then on both sides, and I think that makes them very feminine.
Yeah, agreed.
It just softens the look. I'm not saying like there's a difference between feminine and masculine. Like,
do you know what? I actually, when they're on you, I actually think how cute they are, and
They're
that's the word I
cute.
use. But I would genuinely say I would have those. But now you've said that, I do think they look. I've said to you, they look cute. So
I think they
know
wanted
what
to
you
make.
mean.
They discontinued these to make a universal boot. See.
And the boots aren't necessarily ladylike. They're not necessarily manly, are they?
So they got exactly the same leopard print sole. I replaced my. Leopard print.
The leopard print, are they? And the sole. Sorry, I was like, what? She's crazy.
I replaced my laces. They look a little bit off to the colour of the shoe because I had mine replaced because I bought these pre-loved and they were pretty wrecked.
But actually, sorry to interrupt you. The laces and the sole are supposed to match. The actual leather is off-white.
Like, well, it's only slightly.
No, but they're supposed to be that white.
Yeah, but I'm saying just slightly off-white. Anyway, and then you've got the lace holes like white like plastic as opposed to like a metal, which I enjoy because it like molds into the shoe. Leather lined, I will show you, but I have worn them, so they're not like clean.
No, pristine.
And Alexander McQueen on the bottom there.
We wear our shoes.
I've worn these a couple of times because I have a lot of shoes, so I sort of have to they all have to share the limelight. I personally prefer the triple S's. But before I bought the triple S's, I liked the low top one of these more on me.
In terms of comfort, do you mean now?
I'm a plus size lady and I like a shoe that weighs out my body.
Fair enough.
So if I wear like a dainty shoe, it just looks a bit weird. Like for me personally.
As a visual you're talking about?
As a visual.
Yeah, okay.
It just looks strange and I feel strange. I feel like I'm going to topple.
Yep, no, I know what you mean.
So I like a chunky trainer. I'm all about that chunky trainer life. These aren't chunky enough for me.
Yep.
I understand they're so chunky and that's just the funniest thing to say. But in the high top, they just don't appear as chunky. I don't know, these are men's.
I don't know what you mean, but I do know what you mean. I know exactly what you mean. It's
I don't know, it's just a strange thing. The leather, in terms of the quality, because this is a quick review, in terms of the quality of their leather is amazing. I did a video on common projects, and the leather quality is on par of these two. The back tab says Alexander McQueen on it, and all my scuffing. It says Alexander McQueen in silver. I like that detail. Obviously, they took that off the boots. The boots don't have that. Yep. But obviously, it was taken from the trainer. These are quite relatively hard to get hold of now. There's not a huge amount of these rocking around from the original release. So if you do see them and you want a high top, then pounce on them and they're a good price. We got a really good price on these because cheekies. Size down, I'm a size 7, really. I do wear a size 6 in some things. In Gucci, I wear size 5, so
Because you go oversized in those.
Yeah, but these are a size 6, so a size down to a 6 from a 7, and their fit's nice. I would like a half size bigger.
Okay, that's good advice.
They don't do half size.
I'd be interested to see what the low tops did size-wise for you, because I always think high tops have slightly different fit. So I wonder, maybe we'll do that at one point.
My racers, what are my racers? My racers are a 7.
And they're tight, aren't they?
No.
They're not, they're too big.
No, but it's a completely different shoe. My racers are, these are really chunky. If you're interested in a review on these, then I might do a separate one as well.
Okay.
Might be interesting, but we'll do a comparison video, because these are a chunky shoe.
Yeah.
These feel like you're walking with bricks on your feet.
Yeah.
Whereas these don't. These are they're relatively light. They're quite heavy to hold, but they're relatively light on foot. I think it's a nice look. I think because they've released the boots, I really want the boots. Now I'm looking at these, I'm thinking how similar.
I was just going to say, you know, the crazy thing is, because the kind of boot trend is massive at the moment, whether it's the kind of the big kind of Chelsea boot or the stuff from Prada, a monolith, I think they're called, something like that. I think those in general, the twist on a classic trainer, which is slightly higher, is really cool. But what you're saying is the new ones, for example, the black ones, which are more boot-like, they are at the moment, they're like the one to have. I agree.
Yeah. So if you want to skip some corners, maybe look for these pre-loved. If you're looking at the lace boot, they haven't, the leg's not as high, but it's sort of like a mid ankle shoe.
Yes.
Anyway, I just wanted to do a quick review from a woman's perspective on these. I think my opinion would be slightly different if I had the low tops. But when I hold them next to each other, this is so me as a shoe. These are Austin's. This is so me. So it's personal preference. But in terms of quality, fantastic. The leather quality is really premium.
What was retail? Do you? I reckon around £500. I'm guessing.
$450.
Okay.
These were out before the inflation of the price. See.
Okay.
See what I'm saying?
Once again, I don't see many in the second-hand market or the pre-owned market.
No.
So to be really honest, I think they were obviously a lot less sold than the kind of original.
They're just
Larry.
They are pretty cool though. So I just wanted to do a quick review from my perspective. Fully worth the money. I would try and get them pre-loved, whereas I know Austin, for example, with the low tops, he would pay full price.
Would you buy retail these if you?
I wouldn't pay.
I
would buy the boots.
Yep.
I'd buy the Chelsea boots. I just want a Chelsea.
So out of 10, what would you give it? Just the general.
Design and shoe 8. For me, 7, 6.
That's a fair comment.
But I really like them. I'm really glad I have them in my collection, and that's the important thing.
I agree.